Welcome to Raising the Bar, the podcast of the Chattanooga Bar Association. I'm your host, Lynda Hood, and I created this podcast because somewhere along the way, people forgot that lawyers are human. Behind every case, every courtroom victory, and every late-night email is a person with a story, a journey shaped by purpose, challenges, sacrifice, and service. Those are the stories worth telling. Raising the Bar is about pulling back the curtain and giving our community a chance to meet the people behind the profession. Not just what they do, but who they are. Their families, passions, volunteer work, defining moments, and the reasons they continue to show up every day to serve others. Too often, attorneys are seen only through the lens of courtrooms, contracts, and legal headlines. But the truth is, they are people first, people driven by compassion, resilience, and a desire to make a difference in the lives of others. Through honest conversations, we'll explore what motivates them, what challenges them, and what it truly means to live a life of purpose, both inside and outside the courtroom. At its heart, this podcast is about connection, authenticity, and reshaping the narrative around the legal profession, one story at a time. Welcome to the Chattanooga Bar Association's Raising the Bar. This podcast is brought to you by Gary Thurman and his incredible team at Guardian Investment Advisors, where they're here to help you with your financial strategy. Plan today for tomorrow. I'm Lynda Hood, your host, and today I have with me Mary Sullivan Moore, an attorney for the law firm Legal Peace. So, Mary Sullivan, let's just get right into your legal career. How about that?
Awesome.
So what first drew you to the law, especially family and criminal?
Okay. Well, when I was a little girl, my grandfather was my idol, and he was a doctor. He was a pediatrician, and so I wanted to be just like him. And he's the one that suggested I go to law school. And it was really a smart fit for me and my personality, and I didn't realize it until he suggested it.
Okay.
And then for family law, I knew I wanted to litigate. I knew I wanted to be in the courtroom.
Okay.
And the fastest way for me to get there was through insurance defense firm. And I worked there until I got the opportunity to work at the District Attorney General's office here in Chattanooga.
Right.
And I was given the honor of serving as special prosecutor for child abuse and sex crimes. And that was a very difficult job.
I was going to say that had to be really difficult. That would be hard.
It was, especially with my daughters being so small. But when I left the DA's office and wanted to open up my own firm, there was such a need for family law cases, and I didn't want to do them at all because I was a child of divorce back in the 70s when a lot of people weren't getting divorced.
Right.
I didn't know another kid in school whose parents were divorced. But I did see and experience the trauma of divorce when I was very young. And I hoped that I could help other children that were going through a situation like that.
Sure. So you've worked both as a prosecutor and defense. Okay. So how did both sides of the system change your perspective?
Oh, I think it's the only way to be a good defense attorney is to have been a prosecutor previously, because you can think about the case from both sides and expect and prepare for, like I can prepare for what I believe the prosecutor's going to do in court. And they might not be able to expect what I'm doing, but I can see it from both sides much more easily.
Right.
Because of having that experience.
Absolutely. So as your time as the child abuse and sex criminal special prosecutor, What did that teach you about people and trauma?
Quite a lot, actually. I think, especially for victims' rights, it was such a privilege to be able to help a young lady who had been the victim of horrible atrocity, to help them not only survive what they've been through, but to turn it into a positive experience, to go to court and to face their monster.
Whew.
And even if they didn't win, they got their day in court. They got to say what they wanted to say.
That would have to be so hard.
It was. And
I mean, yeah.
I highly suggested then that every single person that was going to be taking the witness stand that had been victimized, that they go to therapy, because that's not our role.
Right.
And I didn't want to do anything that would victimize them any further.
Right.
So I was in close contact with their therapist with the victim's permission. And that gave me the idea, going into family law, that I mandate, if you want to be my client, you must go to a therapist, because divorce is hopefully the worst thing you'll ever experience in your entire life.
Right.
And I know the fight you're about to have, and you don't. You don't understand what's coming at you.
I was going to say, you don't understand. Like, I mean, I wouldn't understand that until you live through something.
Yeah.
And it's, wow. So through all of that, what motivated you to open your practice then in 2009?
Okay. It became obvious to me that I really needed to be my own boss, because I'm not like a lot of solo practitioners where I would just take anything that came in the door.
Right.
We have a guideline that I've set, which is we don't represent people who hurt old people, babies, or puppies.
Okay.
And if I can't get behind your case and feel like I can do a good job for you, I'd be wasting your money and my time by representing you. So when people come to see us at Legal Peace, we want them to know that their name is the most important name in this entire endeavor.
Right.
You know, people make fun of lawyers, and a lot of law firms have the name Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. And their names appear to be the most important names in the entire process. And I was hoping that Legal Peace would give us something to strive for them to find peace through this difficult time in their life, whether it's being charged with a crime or going through a divorce. And by the time a potential client comes to my office, the damage has already been done.
Oh, yeah.
There's been the car wreck, the arrest, or somebody got caught cheating. These are all horrible experiences for people. So when they come in our door, they are not in their best, I guess, attitude and place in life. They're struggling.
Well, sure. That's what they're there for. They want that caring attorney that's going to listen and help. And I love that.
Yeah. So I do tell people going through divorce that they have to go to therapy, because I can't help them with what's going on in their heart and in their head. But I know that they're getting the help they need so that I can handle the legal aspects for it. And we set a goal to do the least harm to the children as possible in the family law cases.
Right.
And if any client of mine does anything, in my humble opinion, intentionally to harm a child, I'll drop their case.
Wow. Okay. I like that. All right, let's talk about the criminal law and justice system a little bit. Let's go to that area. What is this? What is something that the public misunderstands about criminal justice attorneys?
The public misunderstands that a lot of people who get arrested are completely innocent. Completely. And unless you're in the system and you're seeing it happen every day, day in and day out for 30 years, and you come across people who are found not guilty because they are not guilty.
Right.
And those people are who I readily accept employment with because I can see how they got arrested and how to help them through the situation.
Okay. Okay. Oh, all right. I like that. All right. So you have an undefeated murder trial record. Wow. That's impressive. Okay. So what do you think contributes most to the success in the courtroom?
It's preparation every time. Preparation is the key. It's the most important thing. You have to know thousands of pages of facts, and you have to chase down every possible avenue to get all the proof in that your client needs to be heard.
Right.
I think preparation is absolute most important for all lawyers in any type of litigation.
Right. Yeah, I think that'd be kind of fun, though. I mean, you really have to do your homework on these cases.
Yes.
Like you say, you have to uncover everything that you can.
Yeah.
Have you seen the criminal justice system evolve over the past two decades?
Oh, yes.
In what ways?
Absolutely. Let's first talk about Judge Rebecca Stern and drug court being the first drug court to come to Hamilton County. I mean, what a tremendous help to people that has been. And instead of just locking up people for 8 years for being in possession of methamphetamine, we have them graduating from drug court, beating their addictions and becoming wonderful members of the community and great parents to their children, and they're financially supporting them. So drug court first and foremost.
Right.
Then you got mental health court, which is so needed.
So needed.
And veterans treatment court is so needed. So I have seen a huge shift in compassion in the criminal courthouse.
Absolutely. I'm going to say just watching on the outs. I mean, in my job, it's just been fascinating to see and how much the drug court has helped. I've been a part of that graduation ceremony in the Sessions Court, and just seeing some of the. Speaking to these people, just. You should see the change in them and the families. I mean, you can tell that they are so proud of what they went through. Yeah. They are not going to get in that situation again. You can tell.
Yes.
It is. I love that we have the mental health court. That to me is just a number one issue. And then, of course, the Veterans Court just was created, a year and a half ago, 2 years?
Yes.
And that's so needed too.
Doing beautiful work for these soldiers who have really given their lives.
Our freedom.
Yes.
I mean,
unbelievable.
It's the least we can do for them.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right, let's go to family law now. Back to family law. So, family law is, like you said, it's extremely emotional work. How do you guide people through some of the hardest moments of their lives? I mean, how do you guide them there?
Okay, so somebody calls or somebody comes in, their energy level is up here. They are freaking out. This is the worst thing that's ever happened. And I grab them by the hand and I ask them, please, just close your eyes and breathe with me. just take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And we calm that person's amygdala, the fight or flight response. And now I can hear what they want to say.
Right.
And they can think about it much more rationally if we just all pause and take a breath. And I teach them about tapping. I teach them about mindfulness and meditation. And
Right.
so when we're on the phone, I'm like, hey, let's do some breathing. And it immediately calms a mother of 3 scared to death down.
That's what I was going to say. They come in scared. You know, that's where they want to be. But they're, I mean, don't want to be, but, you know, they want the help. But I can't imagine just the fear that they're going through, the unknown. They don't know what it's like to walk through this.
That's right. And being empathic to feel that woman's fear, her terror. It's too much for me. So I had to develop legal peace for myself. If I'm going to be able to help these people that are going through this horrible, horrible experience, I have to find peace. And, you know, I share with them, you know, I walk around barefoot in my backyard just to be close to Mother Nature and calm down from the horrible things that happen in the courtroom and out of the courtroom.
Right. What are some of the biggest mistakes that people make during divorce or custody battles?
We have a rule at my office that you will be shutting down all of your social media for the duration of the case. That is the dumbest thing that people do during divorce, is post outlandish stuff on social media. It never bodes well for them.
Or divorce or no divorce. There's still some
Criminal
crazy stuff.
True. So, I say that's the worst thing you could do, is have social media at all.
Okay. That's good advice for everybody. How do you help clients make rational decisions when emotions are running high?
See, that's all about just being a great lawyer across the board, because we have to listen and we have to be able to hear what they're really saying, what they really need, what their fears are, and what they believe their desired outcome should be. And it's important for them to feel comfortable with me so that they can trust what I'm saying to them. That I believe the best way to get to your goal is this way. And if they disagree, let's talk it out some more. And we as lawyers can take no decisions or steps unless or until our client approves of it. And we can't educate everyone about what it's like to go to law school and how I analyze case law, but they know I know the law, and they know I know the judges that I'm practicing in front of.
Absolutely.
And that is the most beneficial thing for any lawyer, is to know how a judge rules on certain matters.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so what's the difference between winning a family law case and actually healing from it?
Well, that's a beautiful question, Lynda, because there is no winning a family law case ever, ever, ever.
Right.
I guess the only win is the 87% of people we've gotten to mediate to a good conclusion.
Right.
That's the only way to win a family law case.
Right.
It's to protect the children by all means necessary, and to openly talk. Now, that can't happen in domestic abuse situations.
Right.
That can't happen when one person is an addict, active addict. That can't happen when one person is mentally ill. So those cases, they are hard on the families for
Right.
sure. And they're hard on lawyers.
Yeah.
Because what a lot of people don't know is litigating attorneys, we think about their case in the shower, while we're driving to work. I mean,
Absolutely.
we're constantly
Yeah.
thinking about their case and how best to present it if we have to go to court. And a lawyer can't just think about what's going on in the courtroom. We have to think about how is this going to read on appeal. So you're playing the game in the courtroom and thinking about the next level.
Right. Right.
So it's complicated.
It is
sure.
complicated. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, when I say winning, nobody ever wins in that. But at least it would be nice to know that in the mediation part, I mean, yes, you have to throw out that other percentage. But if they can just work it out and come to agreement and be civil towards each other and everybody, that's
so
not the only way.
Carol Burrs and Mitchell Byrd worked so long and so hard in educating our Tennessee Supreme Court on how best to mediate these cases.
Right.
And there's no question it is nationwide to get the parents together in the room, face to face, eye to eye, is the only way to move forward in a healthy manner.
That makes sense to me. I mean, I think that's for anything that you do, you know.
I guess so.
In some ways. I mean, just get together and try to work it out.
Yeah.
Each has their say. So,
and when you're in mediation and somebody says, well, he brought that woman to the soccer game. No, we're not talking about the past. See, when you're in a courtroom, you're showing the judge what happened.
right.
But when you're in mediation, you don't talk about that stuff. You talk about how do you want your future
Right.
to look? How do you want your little girl's future to look?
Right.
Do you want to really relegate her father to every other weekend? No, you want as many healthy people that love this child in this child's life. That's hard to explain to some people, though.
Yeah. That's hard to, that's hard for me to understand, and it's hard to explain that to people.
Yes.
'Cause you would think that they would naturally would just know that. Try to, you just got to think about the child.
But people are getting smarter. I truly believe people are getting smarter.
Really?
In the last, 40 years of divorce rates rising, I think people don't want to give all their money to lawyers to, as my grandfather said, spend $1 million to prove a nickel point. That's really what they do.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, let's go to your mindfulness. And, how did that philosophy develop for you? I mean, your approach. I mean, how did you do it? And then what does legal peace mean to you?
Okay. It was 2016. And in the civil courthouse, they handle orders of protection on Mondays at 1:30 in the circuit court. And the bailiff is supposed to hand the order to the respondent. But the bailiff was busy this day and asked me to hand it. And when I did, this individual jumped up and started chasing me through the courthouse, screaming at me that I was stealing his children from him. And I am running down 19 marble stairs to get away from this person screaming. And I really had to pray and meditate on this. What am I to learn from this? And is it that I'm supposed to run crazy from that courthouse and never go back? I thought that for a while, maybe, but I think it's just an example of how much pain happens in those courtrooms, how much destruction of human beings that happen in that courthouse. And
they're scared.
They're scared to death. They're never going to see their kids again. They're scared to death just because of one stupid thing they did when they threw the Mountain Dew can at the van, and now they have an order of protection for a full year. They don't get to see their children for a full year.
Wow.
So that's real consequences for a stupid decision.
Right. Ooh.
It's not just consequences on the parent, but on the children.
On the children, too.
And they don't understand why one day their other parent's just gone.
Right.
So that's why I think it's so important for the parents to be in therapy to help their children understand that it's not going to be like this forever.
Right. That's neat that you make them go through therapy, though, because you can see that they don't understand. One day they're there, and the next day they're not.
Yeah.
So, like you said, you're running down the stairs. So, attorneys are known for burnout and stress. So, how have you protected your own mental health?
It's amazing. It really is. Nature, prayer, and meditation. I promise. The best thing I've started doing is, when I wake up in the morning and I open my eyes, I'm immediately grateful that I was allowed to open my eyes and grateful that I have eyes and I have eyesight. And I just practice gratitude by considering all these blessings I have the minute I wake up. And after setting an intention for the day, when you think about who do I get to help today?
Right. Right.
And setting an intention to do no harm. And please put somebody in front of me that I can help today and give me the means to do it.
I love that. Yeah. Okay. I can see that in you. I definitely can see that in you. Can you share a moment when the wellness techniques truly changed the outcome of the client?
Yeah, I think so. In mediation, I've seen it happen multiple times. When people come in, I ask them to put their cell phone in a little basket. And we're going to put it right over here. And I tell you, please dress comfortably. And I say, everybody take your shoes off. Let's get grounded. Let's breathe. And I ask the parents to picture their child. They send us photographs of their children, and we put up glossy photos of each child.
Okay.
And when it starts to deviate into, he did that, she did that. No. Let's look right here. Look at this beautiful child.
Right.
We're moving forward. So I know I've helped people in mediation when they come without lawyers. When they come with lawyers, I kind of feel like, they're there to fight instead of to settle. Yeah. But in our community in Hamilton County, it is, mediation, the lawyers go with people, and it hinders settlement.
Yeah. So with that, are there any communication habits that destroy relationships during the legal disputes? Like
Texting destroys relationships because people will say things in writing that they would never say face to face.
Right.
And that is exhibit number 1 when you go to court, because you had to shoot off in a text, and it doesn't make you look rational or sane. And the nicest people in the world going through divorce can become really unpleasant humans that you just don't want to be around.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh.
If nobody loses their head, then nobody will lose their head.
All right. What does compassion look like in the legal profession?
I think compassion to me in what I do, is to realize the fear that they have and to patiently, quietly explain why it is the way it is.
Right.
And how I suggest we come out of this situation with as little bloodshed as possible.
Right. Yeah, I can see that they would see you as just a really genuine, compassionate attorney. So
hope so.
Yeah, I can't imagine the fear when they come in your office.
I
So, okay, let me just ask a couple more questions. What's one question clients should ask every attorney before hiring them?
Oh, this is so important. And if nobody takes anything else from this conversation, ask to see their contract. Read their contract. Ask questions about their contract.
Absolutely.
Because the miscommunication there is huge. And when people don't understand why they're paying this bill, they get upset, frustrated, scared, especially post-COVID. Nobody's rolling in it, and they need to understand what we're doing and why it's taking the time it's taking,
Right.
and why it's costing what it's costing.
Right.
So ask to see the contract before you even meet with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with that.
Right.
And ask questions, understand before you sign this.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people are like, well, she's my lawyer. She's not going to, do anything wrong. And I'm not.
Right.
If you read it and you understand it,
Absolutely.
it would avoid a lot of people wanting to come to your office for fee dispute resolution.
And we get a lot. The Board of Professional Responsibility, they do a great job of trying to educate contracts, but I don't know that, we need to educate the client to truly read the contract
And understand
every word. And if you don't understand it, ask the attorney, because that will save a lot of heartache
It really will.
and a lot of ill will, and it will solve a lot of no more fee disputes that we have to create.
Yeah.
We get fee disputes all the time.
Yeah, but thank God y'all do the fee disputes because, when you and I were younger, the general population didn't have that option.
No.
They had to file a lawsuit against their lawyer, and it was just messy and nasty.
And it's a free service that we do.
Yes, it's beautiful.
And our attorneys volunteer to serve on that panel. And so, I just think it's a great thing that we do at the Bar Association.
I agree.
Look, if you weren't a lawyer, what would you be doing?
You're going to love this. So, a stand-up comedian.
I love it.
My nephew and I have been going to the circuit, and we have just been enjoying it to pieces. They'll give you like 10 minutes to do a stand-up, and we've been having a blast.
Okay, no, wait. Where are you doing this?
Cherry Street Tavern and Gate 11 and JJ Bohemia.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you got to tell me when you're going to be there. I got to come watch this. This is going to be good
because you can tell stories about the crazy stuff you see in court.
Yeah,
and people love to hear it. So that's pretty much all we're doing. I don't know what I'd be stand-up comedian about if I wasn't a lawyer, though. So
that's hilarious. Okay, I'm going to ask you 3 little closing remarks or questions. So if there's one thing you wish every person understood about the legal system, what would that be?
It doesn't matter how much you pay your lawyer. No lawyer wants to just decimate another human being. Right. No matter how much you hate them, no matter how much they anger you, we aren't a hired gun to chop people's knees off.
Right.
For no good reason.
Right.
Now, winning, hey, I'm all for it. I am all for it. And do it quite well, but I don't have to cause the damage that a lot of people seem to want.
Absolutely. Okay, I like that. So when people leave this conversation, hear this conversation, what do you hope that they remember most?
Man. I don't know. I guess what I want them to know is that I try. I really try hard to represent their interests and to seek an outcome that's for everyone's highest and best good.
And that's exactly what I see. Yes. That you care. You care. You're trustful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There you go. All right. One other question. What does raising the bar mean to you?
Oh, honey, this has been, I'm telling you, Lynda, you have been in this job since I became a lawyer. And I am so grateful that you are in the position you're in, and you've done so much for the legal community and each one of us. I got to know you pretty well when we were both on Rebecca Sturge's advisory board when she was president, and just fell in love with you then. And I think this is amazing. I don't know anyone else that does this.
I don't think anybody in town does. I don't know, I don't even know across the state. I think the TBA has something that the young lawyers do.
Yeah.
But I wanted something for here, for local and, talk about things that we do. And I just want to showcase our wonderful attorneys that we have. I'm in my 33rd year. I love I still get up. Can't wait to get into work.
Yeah.
And what are we going to do today?
Yes, I know. And you get to go to all the fun parties and all that stuff too. But I think raising the bar to me is you helping us show people who we are and who we strive to be, not just in the courtroom, but out.
I think I think the attorneys, everybody shows the community. Y'all get a bad rap sometimes, and I'm thinking you just don't understand. You just don't understand. I have 900 plus of the closest friends.
Yeah, right.
And I love it.
Yeah.
So
we love you. So thank you.
Well, thank you. And thank you for being on this podcast today.
I love it.
It's always fun getting to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
I feel the same way.
Thank you, Mary Sullivan. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week.